I've heard it more than 10 times. When somebody says, Nijo Luotinde ko odonje sirikal mane poko donjo guy, and there are only 2 cabinet ministers in Luoland. To kinemorone gina uchiel. Maybe some of you are not born. Yet our people are still suffering. Suffering over things that they could get solutions over. You know, there was a time it was all said that the Luos are very cheap people. Now what you remember this history, isn't it? By that time, has your price gone higher now, or you are still just cheap as you were that time? Look at your neighbor and ask him or her, how cheap is she or him? Because when Opio Wanda is made a CS and Bad is made a CS, you are all over how you are enjoying in this government. You know, the irony is, people from Mount Kenya have got 6 or 7 cabinet positions and over 6 PSs, and they're being treated as if they are in opposition. It is the Luos who are in the government. Who is mad in this arrangement? Maybe my mathematics is poor. Who is mad in this arrangement? I counted them the other day. There are about 8. The Mutahi Kagwis of this world, the Lee Kinyanjuis. Unto ungario kende tokwane ndune serikal. And then, what are you delivering by being there? Is there anything you are delivering? You have become a choir and a chorus. I don't think there is any government that has killed its people more than the Ruto government in the history of Kenya. Kok onegoji of stress. To jibedo abducted, to kunwanku modhiye. High cost of living. But our people have been hoodwinked. And anyway, they are singing songs that we don't understand. Dongenewa winyo Ruto no mayo Raila Kura. Koze macha ni wundo wawuna no komayo Raila Kura. No, let us speak the truth. Then we have been cheated. A state funeral. Ruto has good meaning for us because he's giving our dead state funeral. When you die and you are given a state funeral, now everybody follows you because somebody has been given a state what? Ofo or nama. Where are we headed to? Where are we headed to? Because the Bible says here that those who would be reckoned as righteous are those people who are taking care of the needy in the society. 40 children that Huntington was paying school fees for are now left homeless and hopeless unless some miracle happens. And the Bible says that those who are reckoned righteous are those who are taking care of the needy, clothing the naked, feeding the hungry, visiting the sick, and providing for their needs. And the same means of livelihood is what is not viable because we have a hungry government that is looking for any means of income so that they can fill their pockets. If you cannot pay people who have genuinely worked, and then you are running with the choppers that you are doing empowerment, empowerment my foot. Donge wewe unyone empowerment. Yule mtu wa soprano leo ako siji wapi, the next day ako somewhere because he's doing what? Anafanya nini? What kind of empowerment are you doing when genuine workers cannot be paid what legally belongs to them? We are in a sick nation, a very sick nation. Mnajua wer morone waweroga kawane choir about the world. I don't know whether this choir also sang it. Dereva akiwa shetani na dereva akiwa shetani mwisho wake tuko hatarini, and we must admit that. Jowadwa, we have lost a great person, and you can see that the gap that is left may never be filled. But I want to pray with the family that our God will be able to give you peace, to give you solace, and you will be able to rejoice in the fact that you lived with him. You know his virtues. You know what he stood for. And now the challenge is how to carry this legacy to the next level. Mama Harry and Justus, the world is looking at you. How you will move Huntington's legacy to the next level. I'm happy that when I read what you have said about him, you talked of integrity. One single thing that we are lacking in the personalities we have everywhere is integrity. Somebody who would stand and say what he means and means what he says. You know, many people did not know Huntington in circles outside his professional life. I remember there was a time when some people were pushing him to join politics. Maybe Mama Hari, you remember that. They wanted him to contest, especially when Job Omino died. And he told me, Padri, siaso kanyal donje, siaso joga. Because most politicians are thieves. Yeah, some of them are my friends, and I know most of them are thieves. There are few of them who have integrity, and they can be counted. You know, the single most problem in Kenya is that people are competing at who can steal more than the other. Katakira Ngojo Mimi, your head of state commendation, some of them are thieves. Dongenyo chuneno ko Migi Awards during Kenyatta Day. In that list, 3/4 are thieves. And probably they are being given commendation because they have stolen. Where is our integrity? The Bible is telling us that those who are not righteous will be thrown into damnation, and they will be sent off to eternal punishment. You look at the history about Huntington, about what he did and what he stood for, and you are satisfied that he lived a life that is commendable. Nitie gimoro manotimore ma some of us may have forgotten. When he was resident engineer in Kisumu, isn't it? Kindeno ne ka president biro tigolo bumps and ara. What happened? One time when no bumps were removed, because Hannington said, if we remove the bumps, what is going to happen to our roads? So he was transferred to another place. Magotinde wicho wilgo. Tumetoka mbali na hii Kenya yetu. We are just trying and struggling to remain Kenyans. I don't know whether it is a Kenyan problem or it is an African problem. Nyo uneno suluhu kabino lokre suluhu Tanzania ka. And they are friends. They talk over the phone. Kose loso gumuse moro makocha do loso gumujanja wani. And then they seal things. That is why abductions are being done and you don't hear where those people have gone to. May the Lord help us, so that at a personal level, we make a personal decision that you want to lead a life which has integrity. You want to live a life that is beyond reproach. You want to stand for the truth. And your family want to maintain your dignity. We have seen it in him. And so even as we celebrate his life, those who are closer to him, you need to be happy that he has set an example worthy of emulation. And so, our prayer is that the Lord may be able to rest his soul in eternal peace. Choir will give us a soft hymn as the family comes forward for prayers.